Hello, I'm Dick.
And I'm Eric, and we're the Annuity guys.
Eric, a lot of folks would love to have a retirement that's hassle-free. You just set it and forget it.
I can still remember the commercials in the 70s, the Ronco retirement plan. You know,
Let me guess, the Ron Popeil.
That's right. Set it and forget it. That's how much better could it get?
Yeah.
Especially with retirement. You don't want to have to hassle with what the market's doing today. I wonder how much money I can take out tomorrow.
Right.
Wouldn't it be nice if we just like going to work, you get a monthly paycheck, or you get even better, a bi-weekly paycheck, whatever that number is. But wouldn't it be nice just to know that that's going to come in as long as you're alive?
Well, exactly. And there's a lot of folks that really kind of enjoy investing, and they enjoy that aspect. But it gets back to having security, and in some ways what we call sleep assurance, where you can go to sleep at night and you at least know that the foundation of your retirement income plan is very safe, sound, solid. And there's different ways to accomplish that with annuities.
Sure. And I'll be honest, I've had a lot of phone calls in the last few months, people talking about stress, the amount of stress that the market's putting on them personally. We maybe should call this the stress-free retirement plan. And it's looking at the different options for how you can take basically some of that stress off. And we talk about a lot of the time where isn't it nice to take care of that foundation? You know what your income need is, take care of that foundational income need with guaranteed income sources.
Right.
So Social Security, pensions, and then annuities is that natural kind of layer for that stress-free retirement. And of course, probably the most common one, and we've been calling it Grandpa's annuity lately, but it's that immediate annuity.
Yes.
You want ultimate stress-free. You take some of those dollars that you saved, you put it in, you give it to the insurance company, and you just say, this is what I want. This is the lifetime income stream I want.
It's not necessarily going to be anything with a high return, an immediate annuity. If you do live longer than your life expectancy, then the return, increases, quite a bit. And that's really the allure, the part about the immediate annuity that nothing else will do. Right. And that is the fact that it just guarantees income for life, and we never know how long we're going to live. Right. So it takes care of that. But there's some other types of annuities. If we get into the fixed indexed annuity or the hybrid style annuity, and maybe before we actually get into more of the mechanics on that and talk about that a little bit, some folks go for the variable annuities, and they look at the using the guarantees of the variable annuity to give them a more stress-free retirement. But then they many times call us and discuss the fact that their principal, they do realize their principal's at risk, and it can go backwards.
Yeah, in a time like this where we've got a lot of market volatility, it gets to be a real challenge sometimes with folks that are just beginning to own a variable annuity because the principal's fluctuating up and down. It usually has some kind of lock-in feature depending on how many riders you wanted to add on.
Right.
And that's what makes them a little bit more confusing because you really are truly kind of piecemealing different pieces a lot of times by adding a death benefit, rider benefit, a ratchet, or a daily limit. So everybody's like, their minds start to go, is this really what I want?
Well, and then, Eric, too, we talk about this quite a bit with the variable annuity. You get into all of the higher fees, and then folks start to question, well, should I just go into a very low fee type of index fund and that type of thing, but then they don't get the lifetime guarantees. Right. So that's really what kind of leads us into the popularity of the fixed indexed annuity, which is often called a hybrid annuity. And the unique aspects of that are, first of all, it's very low fee, sometimes no fee, typically less than 1%. And it does get some upside of the market, so it can earn better interest than I say upside of the market, but it's gauged to the market. It's indexed, benchmarked to the market.
Some kind of indexing.
Yes. So it's not really invested in the market, and so therefore the principal is safe.
Right.
And that's a dramatic difference between the variable annuity and the fixed index hybrid style annuity. And so again, I think that type of annuity in today's environment allows the retiree that real sleep assurance that they can have a true set it and forget it type of a retirement that's a little different than the immediate annuity.
Yeah, and you're looking at having something, and a lot of times people will use those types of annuities if they've got a few years to plan out, taking advantage of some of the guarantees for future retirement. So you can have a retirement that you're planning for 5-10 years down the road, and you don't have to worry about, am I going to be able to get there?
Right.
You've taken that risk portion of whether or not you'll get enough growth off the table, because you know exactly what you'll have in that 5 to 10 year period.
Yes.
And that's what I really like when I call a set it and forget it, knowing you take these dollars right now and you know exactly what the minimum amount that you'll have to start income in 5 years.
So really, for the pre-retiree, the person that's 50 years old, maybe even a little younger, but in that age range forward, they're not really ready to retire, but they're not maybe retired at the point where they're ready to take that money and turn it into an immediate income. They might benefit more from the fixed indexed annuity that's deferred, where they can guarantee that income as a much larger amount in the future. And yet, when we come back to the immediate annuity, for some folks that are just ready to start right now, they have to at least look at the immediate annuity and look at the income stream it's going to produce compared to the hybrid style.
Exactly. And there's nothing that says that they're exclusive, that you can't just pick one. It's not uncommon for some folks to start with an immediate or a period certain annuity where they're just going to take immediate income for a certain number of years and then kick on a hybrid style annuity later.
Yes.
And the reason they do that is because of not giving up full control of all the retirement dollars.
Well, and I think, as we point, these different types of annuities out, what we're really talking about is market-free annuities. They're free of market risk. And the immediate annuity falls in that category. The fixed indexed annuity, the fixed annuity, all of the annuities that the company assumes the risk for, the market risk. Where the variable, the client has to assume the market risk.
Exactly. So you're looking for something that will allow it to grow without having that risk of going backwards, so you can truly have a set it and forget it, stress-free, sleep assured retirement.
Plan it well.